Good morning, guys. Today is a big day today. I've got some big news to share with you. Could be incredible, it could be terrible, or a missed opportunity. Today is the day where I've got a phone call that's very, very important. Could be just massive for the business, for my family, for this whole dumpster rental business possibility of building this business as quickly as possible. I am super excited about it, super nervous about it. It's been a long weekend, and it's been a great holiday, July 4th, and I'm just super excited, nervous, the whole thing, about what is to come from this phone call, this big opportunity. So I will go ahead and jump in to share with you what is actually going on. All right, guys, so the big news, big opportunity that has come up for my business, that very well might come up for your business as you're getting into the dumpster rental business, getting your name out there, people hearing about you. What has happened is a large company, a large corporation, whatever it actually is, has reached out to me, and the gentleman who's in charge of the whole operation says, hey, we have a $140 million project. It's wind farm, basically turbines, and basically with this project, it has produced a lot of wood. And what we have been doing is going with a much larger company, renting 3 40-yard dumpsters. They drop it one day, they come and pick it up 2, 3, 4 days later at their own convenience, and then it's all hauled out of there. Well, we need things picked up quicker. We want this stuff out of here as soon as possible to get the job site clear so we can keep moving on doing what we need to do. So we are looking to have that added convenience of having some dumpsters basically live loading for 2 days straight. It's gonna look like about 4 to 5 loads a day. So we were kind of hoping, kind of wondering if your 2 dumpsters, if you would be willing to go back and forth for 2 days a week. And this would last through the end of August. So this actually would be multiple weeks, 2 days a week, all day those 2 days, and basically just using both of your trailers to be able to haul all this wood out of here, because we've got to have things cleared up, we've got to have the job site, fixed up. So we are looking for this convenience and wondering if you would be able to do this for us. So he started off by asking, what is your hourly rate? And that just kind of threw me immediately for a loop, because I'm thinking, my hourly rate? I have a day rate. I don't have an hourly rate. I've never considered an hourly rate. Whoa, where do I even begin? I've never had anybody need me for a live load situation. I've never had somebody want me do this type of an operation for him. So I gave a number to the guy, and he said, whoa, listen, I want to make sure that if I do business with you, that you're actually going to make money, that this is going to be successful for both of us. So let's not go with the number you just gave me, because I think it's gonna be, because he's been around the block a couple times, let's just have you go through all of your expenses to where you're still making some profit after everything's all said and done, because this is a bigger operation. This is going to be weeks, and so I don't want you to get into this and find out, oh man, you're gonna have to pay a lot more in dump fees, it's gonna take more time, more fuel, and you're gonna be actually losing money. And so I thought, oh my word, this guy just saved my life. I mean, I just gave a number and I thought it was gonna be good, and the more I started thinking about it, I'm like, oh no, that was actually horrible. That's gonna barely cover my expenses. And so he said, listen, call me back Tuesday morning. Well, today is Tuesday morning. From Friday till Tuesday morning here, I have been going through my numbers. I've been getting help from my mentor. I've been seeking wise counsel from those around me in the business world, and getting all this help, and just trying to find out what's a reasonable price. What is something, you know, for the value that I'm delivering to these people, for all of my expenses, plus my time, the wear and tear of my truck, my 2 trailers for 2 days, booked up all this time. What am I able to actually charge? What's a reasonable price to where I'm not just trying to cash in on, just because it's a big company or whatever, you know, throwing out crazy numbers just because he mentioned, you know, millions of dollars. For me to be able to throw out numbers that are reasonable, that aren't laughable, you know. So I want to be the guy who gives honest numbers, but also not ripping myself off. And he evidently really wants to make sure that this can be a long working relationship, not just I bite the bullet and I pay the price because I gave a low bid, and then I find out, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. This is not sustainable. I'm losing money. I'm getting taken for a ride because of my own foolishness. So today is the day that I call him, this morning here, when I'm going to give him my bid for the price of this whole operation. So as I said, I'm just super nervous, super excited. It's just been a long weekend for me, just trying to piece this together. This could absolutely change the trajectory of this whole dumpster rental business that I've been working on. Who knows the amount of contacts in the local, you know, area, the region around here, this, you know, contractor knows, and could be huge going down for the future. So without any further ado, I will go ahead and share kind of what I've decided to do for this project, and then I'll go ahead and share with you after the phone call what ends up happening, and being able to share with you the whole takeaway, for better or for worse, what actually happened for my bid that I just gave this guy. So for this project, he said essentially it's going to be 120 yards, so the 340 yards broken down, divided by 15. 120 yards divided by 15 yards equals 8 loads for myself. This project is 40 miles away from where I would be able to drop off and dump all of my, have all the paid for the dump fees. So that's 80 miles round trip. He said it's going to be in between 2 to 3 tons per load, divided up by the 8 and everything for the whole, you know, 340 yards. He said that's about exactly where it's going to be. It's going to be all wood. He said it's going to be 4x4 by 12 foot long beams, posts, whatever. That's the majority of it. He said it's just going to be wood. 2 to 3 tons. So I'm going to be banking on 3 tons being the maximum worst case scenario. So 3 tons at $54 a ton at my local transfer station. Going to be $162 for that. The fuel cost at $3 and some change. I'm going to be rounding up to $30 round trip. 40 miles one way, 40 miles back the other, divided by, you know, 10. That's going to be 8 gallons of fuel times $3 and some change. Again, I'm going to be rounding up just to $30, you know, at 10 miles a gallon loaded. So we've got some hard numbers there to be able to kind of factor things in, the dump fees, as well as the fuel. And then after that would be, what is my time worth? What does this actually look like? So 8 times 3 tons per load essentially is going to be roughly $1,400 for all together, all said and done, 3 tons per load at 8 loads at that price, basically going up to $1,400 for the whole process. Fuel total is going to be $240-ish. We're going to round up to $250 to be on the conservative side. So my expenses for dump fees, worst case scenario, because that's how I've got to think through this, I've got to look through this, $1,400 for dump fees, $250 for fuel. So $1,650 for 2 days worth of work. I have to bring in $1,650 to break, well, that's actually not even breaking even. That's no wear and tear for my truck, for my trailers, That's fuel and dump fees. That's being able to go down the road and dump their stuff and make zero money and actually lose out on all the wear and tear and stuff on my truck, on my trailers, wasting all of my time doing it for free. So that's the number for that, which turns into, if he wants an hourly rate, that is $82.50 for my time at 10 hours a day, which is what he said. Hey, just consider it being 10 hours a day both of those days. So that's going to be $82.50 an hour, just to not even break even, just to pay to dump their stuff for free and to have the fuel to do it. So after that, what is my time worth? What is my equipment worth? My wear and tear, everything. And I really have a struggle. I have a hard time, I believe, properly pricing myself. I usually have way too much compassion for the customer. I say, you shouldn't have to pay the higher price. When I see a bigger amount, I'm thinking, oh no, they shouldn't have to pay for that. I'm trying to learn through this whole process of valuing myself, valuing my time, my equipment. It is okay to have higher numbers. I really, up until this point with this situation, I really never considered, man, how much do I value my time? And I have found out I don't value my time very much, and I should be increasing the value of my time as I'm learning, I'm growing, knowing what I should be doing. And so again, we're looking at 2 days, 20 hours in those 2 days to be able to not even break even, but just simply pay for my fuel, pay for all the dump fees that potentially comes with this project. Then actually trying to properly evaluate how much my time is worth, my equipment. So going into that, just considering, you know, on that per hour basis, we're going to consider 10 hours being exactly how much 1 day is going to cost. Being able to divide that up on an actual hourly basis. What is my time worth? What is my equipment, my truck, my trailers worth? And I've just kind of thought through, okay, well, is my time worth $25 an hour? Is it worth $50 an hour? It's a little difficult for me still to work through this. And maybe you have a better solution. Let me know down in the comments below how you kind of divide things up for maybe live loads, something like this. Maybe you know a whole lot more than I do on this. Wouldn't take very much. But simply, what is my time worth to properly be compensated for 2 full days at his beck and call, at the whole operation? Whatever you want, I'm there, boom, boom, boom. I'm going to make it happen for you. So for 2 full days, is my time worth $50 an hour, $75 an hour? And between me, my truck, and one of my trailers always in motion, I was just thinking, okay, maybe it's a good way to look at it. If I'm paying myself $25 an hour, I'm paying my truck $25 an hour, and I'm paying one of my trailers $25 an hour, because I'm always going to be hooked up to one of them. Once one is dropped, I'll be picking the other one up and going, and then coming back, and vice versa all day long. So maybe $75 an hour I'm paying for my truck, my trailer, and myself. Or maybe I just pay for myself, and then $25 for equipment, however you want to look at that. $75 an hour going forward. So at 20 hours at $75 an hour, being able to actually look and say, hey, my time is worth this amount of money. It's actually going to cost this much for me to be present, for me to be available for you, and then my equipment to be maintained, to be taken care of, to pay for equipment, you know, costs and different issues. So all together at $75 an hour times 20 hours, the total is going to be $1,500. So we're looking at $1,650 for dump fees and fuel. Then that's not even breaking even. That's not paying me for anything. That's literally just doing the job for them for free. After that, paying myself, paying my truck, my trailer, however you want to look at that, we're looking at another $1,500 at simply $25, truck $25, and trailer $25. So for $3,150 in 2 days to get the job done, it's half basically dump fees versus me even getting paid. We're looking at $157.50, I believe. I believe these are all the correct numbers. Per hour, that would be $157.50 per hour. And then for the total, it would be $31.50 to be able to be paid completely outright. To me, this seems reasonable. I don't know exactly what it is. I'm so new to this, and at the end of the day, the amount of value that I'm bringing to the customer having this type of service seems like it's a lot. I mean, he's already got a service that's just dropping it, leaving it for several days, and then picking it up, and that's not good enough. He's wanting something more than that. And so how do you really put that all together? That's very difficult for me as I'm trying to think through this. I don't want to throw out an absolutely crazy number. To me, I thought anything above $2,000 was going to be absolutely bananas. But the more and more I look at it, I'm like, wait a second, I'm not going to be making much money at all. For all of my time and effort, 2 full days, if I had rented out both trailers, single day rentals, both trailers for 2 days in a row, Monday, Tuesday, whatever days it was, plus my time and all the extra work, another a couple hours worth of work for 2 trailers in 2 days, I'm putting really 2 full more days into this. I mean, it doesn't take very long to drop off some of these dumpsters. So my time is worth a lot more than like $10 an hour or whatever it would have been. After the expenses, only charging another $190. At one point through the whole process, I was looking at making an additional $190 off of the price I was thinking I was going to give. And I'm like, wait, $190 for 8 hours longer in that day, and then times 2 days, so 16 or maybe 17, 18, somewhere in there, more hours to get paid $190. That doesn't make sense. I'm not doing that. That is not gonna happen. So anyways, I'm at the price $31.50 right now. I may go ahead and round up to the $160 an hour mark to give him an hourly rate, or to give him just a per load rate. So that would be at $3,200 for 20 hours worth of work, divided between 2 days, all of the dump fees, my fuel, my time, paying for my equipment, for the potential breakdowns and issues that I have to take care of, my overhead, all of these things. I'm looking at $3,200, which is $160 an hour, or I believe it's actually $400 per load, which is really what I want to get to. I don't want to say $160 per hour, because of what if it is a lot less hours? Then I'm really up a creek. I don't want to give a hourly rate. I want to give a per load rate, which that's going to turn into $400 per load, equaling up to $3,200 for a 2-day operation, going back and forth. I don't really care how long it takes. I don't care if it takes 11 hours, 12 hours. I want to know exactly what I'm going to be bringing in after all of the fees, all the fuel, everything. I want to know exactly what's going to be happening with my time, with my evaluation of this. So that's kind of the situation right now. I'm gonna go ahead and dump this 15 yard that I've got right here, and then we will get home, and I'm gonna go ahead and call him. I was gonna wait to go drop off my other trailer, pick that up and bring it and drop it off as well, but I'm gonna call him a little bit earlier here this morning, and then I will share the news with you, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm super pumped. It just seems crazy to me. This opportunity is just such a blessing. As this whole business has slowly unraveled, I just absolutely believe God has just opened doors at the right pace, at the right time. And I'm just so blessed. Just cannot believe these opportunities that are continuing to happen and go forward. I'm just so grateful. And so we will take these opportunities. I'm gonna try to learn whether it blows up in my face or not, kind of where I'm at. So come along with me on the ride going forward, and we will find out if I actually get this, if we have to negotiate a little bit, and see what happens.